I'm going to get a vape as well.
Mm.
Yes, people. Welcome back to the Red Cartel. It's your boy Errol. I am here today with a smaller than usual panel. We've gone a little bit earlier than normal as well. We normally do our 7 p.m. slot, but today, as you already know, the Premier League is back. Yes, tell your missus, tell your mums, tell whoever it is in the house, lock it off, because from 7 o'clock onwards, there's going to be Premier League content back in the mix. And again, it's Liverpool kicking off the curtain raiser against Bournemouth at Anfield. So we are here a little bit earlier. I have got some other guests that are going to be joining us soon for the panel, but I would like to just introduce two of some of my Arsenal favourite content creators as well at the moment. And again, they probably sit two separate sides of the aisle in terms of how they look at the Arsenal thing, which is always good to get for a debate's sake. But I've got Shane joining us again, and I've got obviously just D from Fan Zone TV. Lads, are you keeping you okay?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Pleasure to be on with you. Pleasure to be on with you again. Had a great time last time, and yeah, pleasure to be on with D as well. We have our different opinion when it comes to the club, but I mean that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Football's a bit of banter. We'll disagree on things, but every fan base has the same, and especially when a team's in a sort of position we are, where it's make or break. There's always going to be factions, but it's all good in love and war, man. It's all good in love and war.
No, 100%, man. Shane's my guy, man. That's my guy, man. You know what it's like. You know what it's like with the Irish, man. Irish and black people, they're like that.
Irish, like, black, and all the dogs, man. Bring them all in.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like, man. Like you can't.
It's family, man. It's all family.
Can't slate Shane to me, man.
100%. But yeah, just obviously, it's one of them ones now. The season's it's here. There's no hiding from it. There's no more hiding places. We do know that the transfer window is open, but it is time for us to now start understanding and trying to figure out who's going to come out on top, who's going to go where. Let's figure out who is going to be the team to beat this season. So I'll pan it over to you guys first, and let's just get some early predictions. Before we go for the teams, I want to go for your player of the season, who have you earmarked as going to be a potential player of the season. That could be for any team. It could be for your team. And who's going to come out on top of the goal scoring charts? Who is going to be the gunman for this year's 2025-2026 season? And I'll let either of you guys take the reins on that question.
Yeah. Well, to me, I think I would say it's clearing away Liverpool. I think Liverpool are clearing away favourites. I think there's a little gap between Liverpool and everyone else. I think Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man City are kind of in a different pack. I think Liverpool are clearing away favourites. In terms of surprise packages and stuff like that, it depends what you mean by surprise. I mean, because Haaland and players like that are not surprises anymore. If you're talking about new signings and stuff like that, I think this year is going to be a mix between. I think Gyökeres will have a good season. I think he'll have a good season. He'll score goals.
Okay, so you mentioned Gyökeres there. I heard Righty saying 15 league goals for Gyökeres is a good return in season one.
No.
He's been there. He's done it. He's a pro. He's got the medals to boot. Is Righty in the right ballpark, or is he completely way off base?
No, what he's doing, he's saying he's doing like a reasonable figure that makes sense for a new signing, which I understand. 15 goals in the Premier League is not an easy feat. Like, it is tricky to do. But if the best players in the world and the best players in the Premier League, they get 20 plus. That's what you do when you're one of the best players in the world.
Isn't that what you've just paid for as well? Haven't you paid to have a 20?
Yeah, but it's not even that we've paid for. It's what he's been doing. It's not so much about what we've paid for. Like, even if he was £100+ million striker, I'd still expect him to score 20 plus. We got him on a cheap. A lot of Arsenal fans will tell you we got him quite cheap. So if we got him cheap, then that means that you expect him to play like £100 million striker, which is 20 goals plus. That's what I would expect him to do as a striker that he's at. I don't think that's like 38 games, 20 goals in a 38 game season. That's one every 2 games. So I expect him to have a 1 every 2 game ratio. He's been doing that for the last 2-3 years anyway. So I don't think it's any different to what he's doing. But the pressure is on him. The pressure is on him. But he's coming to a team now where obviously the pressure's on everyone. So this is what you buy these players for, isn't it? You buy these players for these moments, isn't it? This is what they're for, isn't it? You buy the big players for the big moments. And when Haaland came over, he was doubted heavily. He had the Charity Shield, Community Shield against Nunes, and then Nunes outscored him in that, and it was a big thing. Can Haaland translate to the Premier League? These are big guys. These guys, they can do that easily. He broke the record in the first year.
That was light work for him in that first year. He did that without really breaking a sweat, which was the scary thing. Jane, are you of the same opinion? Do you think 15 to low ball expectation for someone of Gyökeres's talents?
No, I think that I predicted 18 in the league if he has a good season.
Okay.
For the sheer reason that there's a lot of things. I'm not of this. Oh, he's coming from Portugal. It won't adapt. A goal scorer is a goal scorer. I'm with D on that. A goal scorer is a goal scorer. He scores goals for fun. He was the striker I wanted. I just worry with our tactics. Will he get the chances? Because our tactics were being built at the start of the summer for Sesko. That was Arteta's plan. And if you look even at the pre-season where Gyökeres scored, he scored with his head, which he rarely does. I think it's like 3% or something like that of his goals or headers. It was a wonderful header.
It was a second ball from a corner, wasn't it? It was recycled.
Yeah, and it was whipped in. It was whipped in, but it was a wonderful header and great run and stuff like that. But his other chance was a header as well, and I do worry that the chances he's best at, i.e., turning the defender and getting played through and slapping the ball into the net, I didn't see him get any of those chances. Really, that 2 chances he had to get were from headers, which he's not built for. I do think he'll score. I think about 18 if he has a good season. I think he'll score more in the Champions League, if I'm being honest. I can see him getting 10 in the Champions League.
He'll get space in the Champions League because teams.
That's what I mean. That's what suits him. That's what suits him. I do just worry because his chances at at Sporting and at Coventry come from Sporting specifically play with 2 number 10s and then 2 other midfielders that can play as well. And they're all built around finding him. That's their job. You find him. When he makes this run, you find him. When he makes that run, you find him. And I just think they're having to adjust to, well, now you make this run and you make that run. There might be teething problems with that. And just, it has a lot to do as well. And Dee knows this, that my vision for next season is total disaster. I've said I just see everything falling apart. And that's my opinion. But I just can see him getting swept up in it. And when I look at who's going to be treading him through, Odegaard and Rice and stuff like that, I do worry for him. He will get goals. There'll be games at home to the likes of Burnley. I can see him smacking in a hat-trick and stuff like that. He's that type of player. But I wonder if he'll get frustrated then when he's making run after run and not getting found. You know, and I've seen it a bit. I don't judge pre-season, by the way. That's just pray for no injuries. Hope that I see a change in tactics, which I didn't really see. And I just worry for him with when he's making runs that he won't be found often. But if he gets 18 for me, he's had a very good season. Let's remember that in the last 6 years under Arteta, anyone that's been our striker is in our number 9. They've never gotten over 14. None of them, Jesus, Havertz, none of them. You know what I mean? So the tactics are a part of it. I know he's better than them, so that's why I'm giving him extra goals. But he's also first games in the Premier League and stuff like that. Haven't played in the Championship will help him. He's played in England. It's the same sort of thing, you know. But I think if he gets 18, he's had a good season. To be honest with you, anything more is a massive bonus for me. And I'm not saying that badly to him. I think he'll have done really well. Because if we look at the last 2 players to get 30 goals for us, was Henry and Van Persie. And they were 2. Yeah, that was the unbeaten season, and that season when Van Persie couldn't put a foot wrong. Everything he hit went in. So to be putting them up to that number,
that was the season later he went to Man U. Is it that one? Yeah.
Well, no, he had another season and then went to but everything he hit went in. Everything he hit went in. And just for Gyökeres to be getting that, he has to have the greatest season he's ever had. So I'd pull it back just a little. But if he got 18, 20, I think he's done really well.
Okay, all right then. So if Gyökeres isn't going to be the top goal scorer, who have you guys earmarked? Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be an Arsenal player in that respect. It could be a City player. It could be a Chelsea player. Can you see anybody doing 25, 30 goals this season? Is that a possibility? Are we looking like that could happen again?
Salah will do that again. He does it every year. Yeah, definitely.
You think? Okay, because I'm one of them now. I'm ready for. As a Liverpool fan, I'm ready for Salah to, especially if we get Alexander Isak, I'm ready for Salah to do 18, 20. Like, I don't need...
What did he get last year? What did he get last year?
I think he ended up... Was it 31? I want to say. How many
goals? He got
he broke 30, yeah. How many goals?
I thought it was like... It was not late 20s?
Nah.
Wow, he was higher than
Oh, he
that.
beat the 30. He did beat the 30, didn't he? Yeah, he did beat.
Yeah. Oh, he might have got 29 Premier League goals in the 2024-25 season. So yeah, 29 goals. So he was just shy of the 30 mark.
Yeah, he'll do around. He'll
I
do
just
20.
don't. I think personally, from watching the way Salah's linked up with obviously the likes of Florian Wirtz being a new player for us, he's looked like he's really wanted to turn on the assists and become a bit of a provider.
Yeah.
And he's shirked away from a couple of moments where he's normally, and we've done it a few times in the studio, the lads do deep dives on this type of stuff. There's an area within the box that looks like a bit of a right angle that's just stretched out, and that's his hottest zone. As soon as Salah's in that zone, he lets it go. I'm not saying he scores all the time, but that's where the majority of his goals come from. Now, he was in that area. Big up man like Drifty as well. Big up man like Drifty.
Big up my boy.
Big up, boys.
He was in that area a couple of times in pre-season, Mohamed Salah, and he's tried to tee up Wirtz. Now, I don't know whether it's like Shane said, pre-season doesn't matter, doesn't mean nothing, and he's just trying to give his new teammates a little bit of confidence. But they're the areas where you think, Salah, pull the trigger. You're the last man there, just pull the trigger and they're the goals you're going to get. I don't know whether he's starting to think, and we'll see tonight maybe as a bit of an example, if he is going to try and become more of a provider.
We saw bits of that last season, though, Errol. I've said this many times. I think last season was his best season because he adjusted his game and he became an all-round player. The assists, he has that true ball he's done. And he's basically invented it. Well, Ronaldinho used to do it from the other side as well.
A bit of a reverse one.
The left foot where he plays a true pass, but he sort of just drills it along the ground. But he plays it from the right with his left foot where it should be an in-swinger, and he's able to just drill it along, and the weight is perfect. Ronaldinho used to be able to do it from the other side. But I think the way he's adjusted his game has been amazing. And all the best players do. Ronaldo adjusted to a forward when he didn't have the pace for the wing anymore. Messi adjusted to a 9 when he couldn't just beat players all the time. And the best players are able to do it. They're able to adjust their game. And I just think that last season, all round, because I used to give out about him. He's too greedy. He's too greedy. I'm not a fan of greedy players. I like a forward. Don't get me wrong. That will shoot more often than not. But I go Andy Cole would have shot a bit too much, but he still would pass where Jermaine Defoe shot every single time. And I thought, right, sometimes you should pass it. Sometimes you should pass it. But I think the way he adjusted his game, I think you're right. I think if he gets about 20 next season, I think his assists will be higher. And I think that's why they're getting a striker. They know. And if you're talking about like top scorers for next season, I would go Haaland. I think he's going to come out of blocks next season. I think
Haaland would have been
next season.
Haaland would have been.
But if Liverpool get Isak, then it's
a conversation. But I
think this shows how strong Liverpool are, though, because as an Arsenal fan, we're looking at like not so much about how strong we are, but we're looking at Liverpool's weaknesses. And Liverpool's weaknesses are that maybe that Salah's looking for a few more assists. Now, this is just a few things that we're looking at.
And who's he going to be assisting as well?
No, I mean, an assist is still a goal.
He's assisted. And that's the reason why I say I don't expect him to become the top goal scorer this season, because I think he's going to have confidence that he's got a gunman in front of him that he can put on a plate for, and the chances that he was putting on a plate for Nunes, Jota, rest in peace, for the likes of Gakpo at times or a Diaz, and he was fluffing the lines. I think he feels if there's an Ekatike or if there's an Isak there, I'm playing, or even a Florian Wirtz, I'm playing that ball because they're going to bag it for me. And I think he would happily say, right, I'll lose 9-10 goals out of my record if that means that the team have got an extra 15-20 goals because I'm putting on a play for somebody. And I think he's in that mode of things. So I can't have Salah as my number one. Drift, who have you got earmarked as going to be the top goal scorer as a bit of a prediction?
I don't know, you know. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. I don't think City are going to have a good enough season for Haaland to get it.
That's exactly what I think, Drift. You're on the same part.
I think they'll finish fourth.
But you know, before you finish, Drift, obviously big up Dean, my Liverpool cousin. But he is not confident about today or this season. I don't know what it is. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan, but he feels like that Liverpool are not ready at all. He feels like they need another 2 or 3 weeks. He is so certain that Liverpool are not ready for the season. And he's obviously, you don't know Dean. Obviously, Drifter, you don't know Dean, but he's convinced that Liverpool are not ready. And I haven't been watching Liverpool so heavily, but he's convinced.
I agree with him in the sense of I think Slot is going to need a little bit more time to figure out the combination in midfield, whether he wants to put Szoboszlai in there. to get the front three to kind of gel, because a lot of them are new. Now remember, Mo is the only one that's going to be playing. If we put Ekitike on the left, if Gakpo's playing, then it's fine, and it's only the centre forward that's new. If he puts Ekitike on the left, which even alluded to, Errol, I don't know if you saw the interviews, and I've been telling people, don't sleep on Ekitike playing left. I don't know why people think it won't happen. So if that's the case, then it will only be Mo that is from the old front three. So there's going to be a couple of new players that have to be like. So I don't think we're going to be at our best for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And I think we just got to make sure we get the points while we're not playing our best, so we're still okay and we don't lose ground. If we do that, then I think we'll probably go on and just win the league quite easily. If we fall behind, it could get a bit techie. So
yeah.
I think once we gel, we'll be fine. But I agree with in a little bit of like, not that we're not ready, but you can tell everybody is getting used to being at the new club with the new players, the new fullbacks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's going to take a period of adjustment. It's going to take a period of adjustment. For me personally, with Liverpool this season, it's mad as it sounds, because everyone's come out the gate and like the expectations go and win the double or a treble now and all the rest of it, because you've done it and you dog walk the league. I think this is the third season that Slot's obviously assimilating more of the players he wants into the team. And my gut instinct is we was fortunate last year that there was no real transition. There was a continuation. Klopp had a really good team that pushed Arsenal and City till about March point the season prior and then fell short. But that team in and around it probably knew we've got what it takes to compete for a title. Slot came in, changed things up a little bit, got the best and a little bit more out of certain players that even Klopp struggled in terms of Gravenberch, Gakpo for a period of time. Now he's got his players. I'm like, this might be the season of transition that we, as Liverpool fans, expected to see last year, but actually comes the year after when we've already won and we've added 2. The only player that really gives me the confidence that it doesn't matter whether we're in transition or not is going to be Alexander Isak, because if you give him enough service, he's going to bag you a bag full of goals, and all of a sudden that might, like the way, if you take Salah's goals out of Liverpool's team last season, the league position is very dire. It's stark. Isak could have the same sort of effect for us this year. You add in 15, 20, 25 plus Isak goals, and you're right up there in the mix for battling for a title. So it will be interesting. So
but just to answer your actual question, I'm gonna go left field a little bit. I think Cole Palmer will get top goal scorer.
Cole Palmer?
He'll be up there.
I think he's about to cook the shit out of this league this season.
Yeah, he'll be up there.
He's got the right attitude to do it as well. He just doesn't give a shit, which I love.
Chelsea for me are the underdogs, like not even underdogs, they're the dark horses.
Chelsea are third for me. Chelsea are third for me. But the thing with Liverpool is you have such a vast squad of top players now that all these new players don't necessarily have to start straight away. Like you can easily bed Ekitike in. You can even bed Wirtz in if you want to. You could say, right, I'll bring you on in the first game, get used to the pace. I think he will start, but if he's not doing well, you can bring on Szoboszlai, you can bring on McAllister, you just have the squad to bed them in. Where with us, with Zubimendi and Gyökeres, if they don't hit the ground running, we're done. There's nobody really to come in. Even when Rodri, I always use this for Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi is a wonderful player. My fear for him is when he gets high pressed. Right, because he's not used to it. In Spain, he can turn, have time on the ball. When he has time on the ball, he's one of the best in the world at picking out a pass. Don't get me wrong. But when you saw him against United, he got high pressed, and you watch now at Old Trafford, and I feel
got suffocated, got really
the second Raya rolls the ball into him. That will be United's tactics. As soon as he gets the ball, swamp him. The second he gets the ball, because he will make mistakes. When Rodri came in at City, he made mistakes at the start. He was getting bullied a bit, but they had the likes of Fernandinho. They could pull him out, put Fernandinho in, put Fernandinho beside him, get him in. So we just don't have the time this season, because Arteta's going to be under enough pressure. And with our start of the season, if he starts making a couple of mistakes, it'll come in. But with writing City off, I still think it's a flip of a coin between them and Liverpool. I really do. I think Liverpool have a better team, definitely a better first 11, better defence, all that sort of stuff, right? But when you look at just because of the second season thing, retaining it is so much harder. There's only 3 managers in Premier League history who've done it, by the way. Mourinho, Ferguson, and Guardiola. They're the only 3 that have done it. Wenger never did it. Wenger never retained the league. It's so hard to do because the pressure is massive. And the crowd, they're not, but Liverpool might be all right with their crowd, but it's so hard to retain it. So we added into that, and then the new signings, like you said, and just with Pep not winning anything, I'd say he, after the FA Cup final, he went home and he He has them in training now. He's got rid of all the Grealishes and all that. He's changing the tactics. You can see he's going to go overlapping fullbacks now with Aït-Nouri and stuff. He's getting rid of all this inverted stuff. I feel he is anyway. And I just think that I can see Liverpool and City coming out and 8 games into it, both of them having 8 wins. I can just see them coming out of the blocks, the 2 teams. And Chelsea will be right up there with them.
Do you think Guardiola's still got the stomach for it, though? Because
I'd say more than ever. I'd say more than ever after not winning
anything. You can't doubt. That's one man you can't doubt.
No, I think I actually think he's the GOAT. I know Man United fans have a go at me for that, but I think he's the GOAT because he's done it in multiple leagues. But like, I think it's
because people are writing him off.
I've got a feeling he stayed out of loyalty and money. He didn't want to leave them in the lurch, and they paid him the bag. I think he wanted out. He's never been a manager this long at one club. He's very intense. He's full on. I don't know if he's quite. And another thing is as well, I don't think there's many players left in the world good enough to play Pep's system.
He plays in a way
I think he's changing it though. When the David Silvers and the Kevin De Bruynes and the
Yaya Tourés, these
men are worldies. They can do it. But he can't take the Dokus and the Savinhos and get them to do what he wanted. Mahrez and
but the Savinho, he's getting Savinho out.
I agree with that. I
don't know.
I think he's changing the system, though. I think he's going more direct. Like, watch them play with Liverpool next season.
Rodrigo could be a huge coup for that. That's what I mean. There's still some moving parts that's out there that could, like, for example, if Liverpool don't get Isak and he rots away on the bench or, you know, in the under-21s for Newcastle for 12 months and Arsenal get Eze, all of a sudden I'm looking at Arsenal as they look more well, but if he's made the late bid, and again, if Rodrigo went to City and we don't get, all of a sudden he's going to be the difference maker, and that's where I start to not necessarily worry for Liverpool, but I start to look at other people and start to think, or the other teams, and think they could actually do something to just a couple. And I think we're all a little bit like that, a couple of pieces away, probably in terms of business. Liverpool from a defensive standpoint, maybe Arsenal from the left wing, and maybe another 10. City certainly from a winger, especially if they're shipping out Savinho to Tottenham. But in terms of, you know, getting some cast iron predictions in now, top goal scorer, Drift's going with Cole Palmer. Shane, did you say Haaland? Was you
Haaland? I think,
Haaland.
I'm gonna go. I think Haaland is probably Haaland or Salah. I think they're the two that probably stand out to me.
Okay, I'm going with Isak. I'm going with Isak in a Liverpool shirt.
I know. No, Errol, come on, man. Come on, bro. He's not even going to play for the first few games, man.
Even if it's not Isak, I think, you know what? Who's the underrated one for me, or the one that might go under the radar, is Liam Delap. I think Liam Delap is going to.
He won't play enough. He won't play.
Joe Pedro will ball out this season.
I think he's the one that got away from Liverpool. I don't think he's going to be the top goal scorer, but I think he's going to do a really good return for Chelsea this season in terms of being an extra additional option for them. If we was to look at Premier League predictions before we start to go into the individual matches this weekend, very briefly, Shane, can you give me your top 4? I'm not interested in 5th place getting Champions League. It's just 4 for me around here. So if you was to give me what your top 4 looks like right now, I know that the transfer window's still open, but before the league kicks off, who are you primed?
Yeah,
brace yourself.
I'm holding on to the chair this time because he nearly knocked me off the chair last time you gave me this one.
I've Liverpool and City a toss of a coin for first. I still can't separate them. I think Guardiola, like we were saying, if you remember Ferguson, I think he would have finished that season when City pipped him to the league, and he said, "No, I'm doing one more. I'm going to win it, and then I'll leave." I can see Pep doing that, dropping the mic, win the league, and everything else, and just dropping the mic. But I have those two. Then I have Chelsea 3rd, and then 4th. I know you didn't say 5th, but I have us 5th, as you know. But I did have it when Newcastle still had Isak, is when I said it. I just see a Villa with no Champions League. I see them being up and around. I know they haven't signed anyone, but they with no Champions League. There will be there's always another team that comes out of it. But I have us 4th or 5th. If Newcastle don't improve, 4th or 5th.
Awesome.
Drift, I'm going to come to you, and then I'll go back.
Falling apart, man.
You know, the only way I can see you actually being right, bro, with the 5th shout is, and I think this is a key, and you touched on it before, which I fully agree with you. When somebody like Yates smashes Zubimendi, he is not going to know where he is. He's not used to that. And every time I've seen him struggle is Premier League opposition. He glides through games against Italian, Spanish, all those type of. But when he plays Premier League opposition, he's like, you can tell he's like, whoa, what's all this physicality all
But he
about?
will get used to it, you see. He will get used to it in about 4 or 5 months. And then he'll get like Rodri, where he knows that when they high press me, if I turn them, then I actually have more space than I would have had. And they can, some people can adjust to it and then take advantage of it. And they get even better. Exactly.
If he has the Gravenberch turn in his locker or can adapt into it,
and then it will also,
the point we're making is he doesn't have time.
It will also depend on the system around him, for example. So, God forbid if he ever got left without Declan Rice, he's not going to be able to adapt anyway because Rice is the physical one. He'll help him. We'll be like, right, I'm going to make sure you don't get bullied in the game, etc., etc. But if you've got to play somebody else in there, like Norgard's not a pushover, for example, but I don't think he's got the character to be like, wow, while Zubimendi is adapting, do you know what I mean? He's never played at Arsenal's level before. That's very 50-50. So the midfield is a bit of a, is it going to work? Is it not? It could just work straight away and we're all like, oh, rah, shit. But I think it's going to take a little while. So that fifth shout is a bit much, but at the same time, I can understand from a midfield point of view.
It's not so much about everybody else improving. I just feel things are slipping away at the club as well. So it's going to be internal as well.
And the mentality, right? Because you've got to look at the players. They're winners. I don't think there's anyone in the Arsenal team who's not a winner, but it might be like, oh, fucking hell, we've got to go again. And like I think people underestimate 3 years in a row of not getting over the line. That 4th year is a slog to get yourself mentally prepared because now you're thinking more of the failure than the winning. The first time, the second time, it's not. After the third time, you're like, what if we failed again?
You have to look at our start as well. That is rotten. That if we lose 2 out of the 6, say, and draw 1, and like I think Liverpool, Chelsea, City come out of the blocks, if we're 6-7 points off, the morale just hits it all-time low. You might have easy fixtures then the month after, but they don't look so easy when you're 6 points off.
You're already trying to make up ground.
You know what I mean? The pressure grows and it grows and it grows. That's more where my thing is coming from. That I just feel that, like Arteta did a press conference today, he was already lying. He said we have more points than any other team in the last 3 years. We don't. City have 4 more. But he says it and people just take it as fact. It's not true, right? He just says it. It's not fact. And then with the captain thing, he said they took another vote on the captain because of the stuff Tony Adams said and all. It's just it just feels like the pressure's growing and he's not very good with pressure. And I'm judging my thing on 5th on other teams improving and us also. I don't really mind who we sign. I just think the mentality is gone. I think there's something not right. I feel that way, that there's something not right and it's going to all come apart this season. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. So if you had to lock it in, you had to lock it in.
Yeah, I might shock people as much. I'm going to go Liverpool to win it. I'm and ahhing between Chelsea and Arsenal, 2nd and 3rd. I'm going to put Chelsea, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Arsenal because I think Chelsea will fatigue. They've had no rest.
And they was able to, in the Conference League, respectfully last season, was able to play a second-string squad, exactly. Pretty much. So they was keeping their first team fresh for Premier League. They won't have that same luxury.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that what could cause Chelsea is, I think, other than Liverpool, they'll go the deepest in the Champions League this season. Yeah, they're a very good cup team. They're a very, very good cup team. So I'm going to go Chelsea and Arsenal. I'm deliberating who I think will finish 2nd and 3rd. I'm going City for 4th because I just don't know if Pep's still got it in.
That's more outrageous than Arsenal 5th for me. City 4th.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll watch 3 or 4 games and I'll be like, oh, City, you're back. But I just don't know.
City be on smoke, you know. I think that's why I don't ever want to rule them out because as soon as you rule, that's
City, like it's City.
And I think, and with City as well, what gives me a little bit of like what's it going to be like? First of all, will Rodri be Rodri? We can't just make an assumption. I think an ACL injury for a midfielder is way different than anywhere else on the field because you totally have way more lateral movement that you're doing constantly day to day, week to week, right? Centre backs look at the game a lot. Strikers play with their back to goal a lot. Midfielders have to be constantly on the swivel. ACLs ain't easy when you're a midfielder, so we don't know if Rodri will be the same. And if Reinders gets injured, they're back to Kovacic again. So, like, I look at the City midfield and I'm like, it could be amazing or it could be an issue. You know what I mean? If they get Rodrigo, I'll probably change my mind. Rodrigo and Mamouche with Haaland, that's a devastating front line.
Shirky and the 10, he's just picked up the 10 shirts as well.
What I mean? Like, but then again, you see Shirky, bro. I think he's a baller's baller, 100%. Playground youth that just embarrasses people for fun. But he might have a Payet in him where he's only motivated now and again. So you can see the talent, but can you rely on him week in, week out?
I don't know if Pep doesn't gravitate to them, man. No, do you know what I mean? At the same time, it's
Bro,
like,
he's got
you'll get
Doku
found
in the
out very
team. I've
quick.
never seen anyone with worse end product than Doku, bro, and he's stuck with him for 2 years now. Do you get what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
So you never know. You never know. And the injuries at the back, they've got Diaz is injury prone now. I think we've got to pay attention to that. He does get injured quite a lot. Stones can barely play.
Yeah.
Akanji is probably the only one that doesn't really get injured. Even Ake gets injured a lot. Gavardio. But
he's probably their best defender now, though. Pound for pound, he's probably their best defender, I'd say.
Gavardio, yeah. They don't have a right back. Like, why has he not bought a right back? It's really weird that they haven't. That what they're going to play. They're going to play Nunes at right back again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's suspect.
And Rico Lewis has played there a few times as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Edison's getting worse and worse. Is Trafford ready to be number one if they don't get the Donnarumma? If they get Donnarumma, they can't play the football they want. He's horrendous with the ball at his feet. There's a lot of things at City now. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
But number one weekend, isn't he? Because he's come out and said that Edison won't be in the squad.
Oh, so is Edison going? Yeah, is he leaving?
Oh,
interesting. That Trafford and Donnarumma ain't good with their.
I thought he said he's number one.
About playing out back and all this then, like, I don't know what's going on with City. I'm very intrigued. I wouldn't even bank on 3 points at Wolves. I wouldn't even bank on 3 points at Wolves.
I'm with Drifty, man. I said it before. I said if there's a team that will drop out the top 4, it will be them. I said this. I said this.
It's very iffy,
no, because you're gassing me up. You say that, and I just think it's Liverpool's just for the win.
Listen, Liverpool turned away.
Let's keep it up. City keep Liverpool and Arsenal honest. If there's no City, we kind of
no, we can't sleep on Chelsea, G. We can't sleep.
No. Chelsea and Arsenal, I think, are more or less neck and neck currently, and I think Liverpool are favourites. And then I think, like I say as well, when I talk to my cousin who's a diehard Liverpool fan, he's only worried about Arsenal. He literally is convinced that Arsenal are the problem for this year. He is not focused on any other team. He thinks Arsenal are the issue. He's not worried about Chelsea. Chelsea, they've had a clean run, but every single team has had to deal with key players getting injured for long periods of time. Rodri's had it with Man City. Arsenal have had it with Saka and Odegaard and all of this. Liverpool have had it with all of their players more or less in the last couple of years. Chelsea's the only team that have not had serious, apart from Cole. I know Cole had it this year, but we haven't even seen it yet.
They changed the team every
year.
But Palmer, Lavia, you can't really class Lavia because Lavia's not even really their player.
He's a baller, though.
He was injured all the time. But I mean, like, if Caicedo or Palmer are injured for an extended period of time, we don't even know, because you got to play your full team week in, week out, every game in the Champions League. You can't. You can think you're playing at Stuttgart and you'll lose the game if you don't play your Champions League. If you don't play your first team, so they've got to play their first team for the first time twice a week in this new phase that they're in. So we don't know what Chelsea's going to come, but I still feel they're potentially ready to challenge. But I feel it's Arsenal and Chelsea's are second and third respectively, and if anyone's going to come out the top 4, it'll be City, man. I'm not convinced by them. I'm not convinced by them at all. I'm not convinced by Ant Nori. I think that is terrible. He's a good player on the ball, but his defending is all over the place. I'm not convinced by Nunes at right back. I am not convinced by their wingers. I'm not convinced by that team in the slightest. I can't lie to you, man.
Okay. And we've got the two obvious sleepers as well. Like I think one of Man United and Tottenham are going to surprise people.
I'm going to low key say Tottenham are in my top 4.
Yeah, Tottenham.
Out there. What?
Errol, you're always doing this.
They will be in the top half. Definitely in the top half.
Bro, Thomas Frank.
I thought you said top 4. Sorry, I thought you said top 4.
I think they could break into the top 4. I genuinely do think they could break into the top
4. Their injuries last season, man, were horrendous. People talk about ours. They had 3 centre backs and their goalkeeper out for a consecutive 2 months, something like that. Imagine any
they did
having 3 defenders and their goalkeeper out all at the same time. You know what I mean? And then he still went on to win a tournament.
Wait, Errol, instead of who?
I think Chelsea are dark horses. Chelsea are either going to be in a title race or they're just going to be.
Well, then you have Arsenal out of it, then, do you? Out of the top 4.
Oh no! So what I'm saying is,
Errol, say a name.
Everybody's saying it now.
I'm saying Chelsea are either going to be there, and if they're not there, then it will be Tottenham that take their place. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Chelsea, I think Chelsea are the dark horse and the unknown entity for me in that respect. They're either going to push everybody to a league title, or they're going to fall complete. Same way they fell off a cliff this season, they're going to fall off a cliff in a similar fashion.
They need to get a
they
keeper.
Might go with deep. They might go on a deep run in the Champions League.
You know they're in the Champions League as well, right? Tottenham
that's what I'm saying.
So
they'll sacrifice.
and
Chelsea would sacrifice Champions League for league position. Chelsea would sacrifice Champions League for league position. If they thought they could get Champions League by finishing 5th, but get into a semi-final or a final of it, they're going to go hell for leather to get into that final. That's just the way that Chelsea are. Yeah. So I could see Tottenham, by virtue of a league position, just want to push them that little bit further. But I think before I come to Dan United, because I know we've only got on for a couple of minutes, Dan United, I want to know a couple of things from yourself.
It's an extra large, mate. It's an extra large. I've dropped down from a double XL, mate. So, yeah.
Now, I want your top 4 positions and places, and then how are you feeling going into the Super Sunday tie against Arsenal this weekend? Do you think your team have got what it takes? Have you got the minerals and the players? But I'll give you my top 4. Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Spurs. Chelsea will be 5th because they'll fall off a cliff.
I think. Look, I'm not stupid enough to say, especially if the Isak thing comes, because he's essentially not. He's not going to do anything for Newcastle. So I would go Liverpool first. See, I was all for City, and then obviously the chat we've just had about the midfield and also the right back and left back. I'll go City second, still Arsenal third, and I think Chelsea 4th. Okay. I think Chelsea 4th. I think Chelsea. I'm expecting. Do you know something? I actually think Jai Pedro is going to have it. If he can stay fit, I think he's going to be a baller for this season. I'm really jealous of that signing.
I'm jealous of it, mate. Still.
And then as for United, do you know something? If you just said to me after us losing in the Europa League final that we were going to sign Cunha, Brian, and Sesko, I'd have laughed at you all, especially with the Baleba news that doesn't seem to be going away for some reason. I'm not confident for Sunday, I'll be honest, because we have a midfield at the moment that is still going to be cut to pieces. It's going to be cut to pieces because I have this weird feeling. Well, he's ruined either way, because if he plays Ugarte and Bruno, they'll be completely missing. Ugarte can't spin with the ball, turn and pass it on. He's just terrified of doing that, falls over the bloody thing. Casemiro is 109 years old, so he's not going to have the pace to do anything against Arsenal. The only one that they can really do to have any joy and play a double pivot, but I don't think Bruno's got the discipline to do it, is Mainu and Bruno, and have them play both deep and let the boys in front do something. But either way, man for man, Arsenal at the moment in the midfield will absolutely dominate us. I go as far to say as teams at the moment like Wolves, Fulham, people like that would dominate us too. We don't have that right, because we've all seen Bruno for years. He is a roaming player. He will end up in left wing. He can end up in right wing. He can end up top. If he's going to be playing central midfield, he's got to check where he is instead of leaving his man completely exposed. Anana's potentially back. We don't know if Sesko's going to start, and if he doesn't start, well, then we write the game off already, because I saw us against Fiorentina in the last pre-season start with Cunha, Brian, and Mount sort of do a revolving false 9, and it was horrendous. So United have to try and do something that they haven't been able to do since Amarim's taken charge, and that's be undetectable, spring a surprise. And if he plays the formation at the moment with the lads in the midfield he's got, I think we will be on to a hiding. Now,
you did a good job against Arsenal, though, last season with it's fair to say, a worse squad.
But do you know what that is, though, Errol? That the simple reason for that, and I don't mind saying it, I'm a United fan, but I'm a realist. The big games last season against yourself, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, we were playing like the small team, just going for it. Just there's a go for it attitude. Instead of being a consistent team that was doing it against the teams below us, well, fucking not many below us, but the teams around us, we against the bigger sides, we were playing like it was our cup final, which was embarrassing. That's why we were able to do it. This season, Manchester United absolutely have to get consistency into their game. I've said it before. Everyone on this panel, Manchester United are not going to be that team to focus on Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, because they're not our argument. We have to focus on being the best of the rest. Are we better than some of the teams at the moment? I still think we're not. I still think we've got a long way off, but we need to make sure that Europe is the key. Europe has to be the key for us this season. But if look, as a football fan, we still have the most opening day games in the Premier League, 22. I'll have to back them to do something, but I think that midfield, if we don't get it right, we will be torn to pieces by Arsenal.
Okay, Shane D, how are you feeling going into Sunday? Are you confident? Do you feel like it's going to be a 3 points pending?
No, well, I think we've won 3 times at Old Trafford in the last 18 years or something like that. I mean, they dog walked us at Old Trafford. We drew 1-1 last season, but they were a much better team. And then against 10 men for an hour at the Emirates, we couldn't break them down and went out on penalties. The same thing that they're worried about there about the midfield getting overrun. I worry about our pace in midfield. We don't really have, and it's always been a problem for us actually in the last few years. I can see us with a lot of the ball at Old Trafford, sideways pass and all that. I can see Gyökeres making runs and getting frustrated when he's not found. But I can see someone like Acuna just smacking one in then before half time, and then we're suddenly chasing the game, and it's all sort of panic. I have it down on my Super 6 as 1-1. I just see it being a 1-1. I see it being a drab 1-1, and then this is the toughest first game, or the most important first game that Arsenal have had in a long time. Because if we draw this or lose, that's what it is. If we draw or lose it, and then we have Leeds at home, they're coming for a free hit. We'll beat them at home. I'm certain we will. But then Liverpool away, and if Liverpool and City or Chelsea have won their first couple of games and they beat us, it's 5 points off already. Now I'm not worst case scenario, all that sort of stuff. But then when this whole top 6 thing that people like to say we haven't lost against top 6, when all these things start to vanish, it's going to crumble away. So this game is massive for us. If we don't win it, even if we draw, the mood will change very, very quickly around this club. It really will. So I think with that added pressure, I don't know. It's just Old Trafford, man. We never have an easy game at Old Trafford. The last time we scored 3 at Old Trafford was in 1971. You know what I mean? So it's just a ground that we don't do well at. So I do worry for them going there, new season. And you heard it here first. He's going to start Havertz as well. He's going to start Havertz over Gyökeres.
Oh, wow. Are you of the same opinion? Are you a little bit apprehensive going into Sunday's game, or are you slightly more confident?
I feel it's going to be a tricky game only because I've watched a few Man United games and I feel like they've actually played quite well in a few of them in moments and spurts. It's not so much about us; it's more about them. And the only difference is with our team is when we played them last game, I think we had Marino, Trossard, and Ranieri up front. I think everyone keeps going off that game. But our front 3 was Marino, Trossard, and Ranieri. So I don't think people really remember that or focus on that too much. It's a very different, or potentially Gyökeres and Saka, and it's a very different team. Mendy and Rice is a very different team in the middle and up front. But I mean, for us to be in the title race, we've got the hardest first 6, and Liverpool and Arsenal got the 2 hardest first 6 games, and we have to keep it within 1 point after these 6 games with Liverpool, 1 point behind or 1 point ahead. So. Unfortunately, Man United finished 15th. So that is a game that we're now seeing as a team that we actually have to beat. This is the facts of it. I know it's Man United. It's always a hard game, but this is technically meant to be easier than Brighton away. It's technically meant to be easier than Fulham away. It's technically meant to be easier than all of these teams. And this is meant to be a start that we want to get in the in a title race. We have to win this game and Leeds and go into Anfield with 6 points, really 4 minimum, but it would still be a bit of a disaster because drawing with Leeds or drawing with Man United would be an issue. So we've got to keep within Liverpool. And even if Liverpool lose or draw, we need to be ahead of them.
You want to do what you couldn't do last season. Anytime Liverpool drop points,
we had a good start last year. We had a good start.
He's had a good start, but what I'm saying is, by the time you got to November, December time, they drop points. Arsenal never capitalised that weekend. Exactly. It was always a free hit for us. We lose, but Arsenal have lost, or we drew. Arsenal drew. If we draw in those early games, you need to be like, right, well, we're going to make ground on Liverpool and let Liverpool catch us up there. Dan United, just before you jump off there quickly, because we've only got about 10 minutes left of the show anyway. Dead quick. Who is going to be your player of the season or your one to watch?
Do you know what? There's 2 for me, Errol. Cole Palmer, because I think this season I really want to see what this guy can do. And I'm not going to lie, I really am excited to see Ekitike in the Premier League. This guy in Germany, I've enjoyed watching him.
Telling me about him for Frankfurt, yeah.
I'm really excited to see Ekitike play. Them 2 for me. I honestly, like I say, this season, Cole Palmer, it's World Cup year. I want to see this guy absolutely bang, ready for us to get our hopes up for the World Cup, to ultimately fail miserably. But I really want to see this guy do what he can do.
It'll be interesting. I think Cole Palmer. I'm torn between Cole Palmer and Florian Wirtz, but I will come to Drift real quick. Drift, we're playing a game tonight. Bournemouth at home under the lights, 8 p.m. kickoff, all of that good stuff. The Premier League's back, as people already know. What are your thoughts? Are you feeling confident that we're going to get 3 points tonight and start the season in the right way? I think you're on mute, bro. I think you're still on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, you gotta be confident. There's a lot of rumors going around. McAllister isn't quite ready, so Jones will have to play. Entire midfield missing for the game. But you're at home to Bournemouth, who have obviously got a factor in. They haven't got last season's defense. How is their new defense going to work? It might be good. Ariola's a brilliant manager, so I'm not going to act like all of a sudden they're just going to be a crap team. But they might have a little bit of an adaptation period or whatnot. I'm confident. I'm only going 2-1. I don't think we're going to blitz them or anything like that.
I think I went 3-1.
I'm confident. We've got to get.
I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. I think that's going to be our Achilles heel for the first couple of weeks into this league until we get some new centre backs in and we can feel confident that the lads have got something to build on. I don't particularly think that we're going to have a many clean sheets, but at the same time, I still think we've got to get 3 points tonight. Dan United, thank you very much for jumping on. I really do appreciate
Apologies,
it.
mate. If it wasn't for my staff not knowing what the fuck they're doing, I'd be on longer, mate, and I'd have been here earlier. Sorry about that.
No excuses, Dan. No excuses.
Shout out the channel, quick! Shout it out! Shout out the channel. Or is he gone?
Of course, Dan United on YouTube, guys, live every night. Where I think we're going to cry tonight because I've just seen that Belabor is definitely not happening. Brilliant! That's what you need on a Friday afternoon, isn't it? Brilliant! Fucking love my life, I do. I'll catch you all later, guys.
See you later, Dan.
See you later, bro.
Big up.
Big up, man, like Dan United. He's a good lad.
I tell you what, that's music to my ears. Belabor's my favorite.
Yeah, because that was
He's top drawer. He's top drawer, man.
Like I need him to just stay there, and we'll come and get you next year, son. Just stay there, and we'll come and get you next year. You know what I mean? None of this Man United stuff, please.
Yeah, he's top drawer, man.
Yeah. He is a cold player.
And Brighton have got to
obviously
producing DMs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. It's mad that it was Basuma, and then from Basuma it was Caicedo. They just don't miss whenever they go on spot this talent.
McAllister as well.
McAllister. Great shows, absolutely great shows. Lads, before we wrap up, though, I do want to get some of you guys to just shout out some of your handles, let people know what you're up to. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it's a bit of a shorter than usual show, but we are back to back in the studio here today, and we are back for the watch along. So make sure Redmen's main channel from 6:40. I will be there. Steve will be here. We'll be taking you right through watch along settings. But I want to big up the lads on the show as well on my panel today, and I want to make sure everyone in the chat as well, big up you guys for joining and watching this week's Red Cartel. So Shane, take it away, brother.
Yeah, first off, big up for having me on. Absolute pleasure as always. Big up to the chat and everybody that's been on the panel. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, Shane Gooner, the breakfast show every morning at 10:30, the full Irish breakfast. That's without fail. And then a couple of panel shows here and there. But yeah, head over if you like what you see, hit the sub. And if you don't. But but big up for having me on, everybody. And I really enjoyed it.
I appreciate it every time, bro. Thank you very much for pulling through. D, let people know what you man them are crazy. I watch some of yours just football and chats and just live talks, and I'm just like, these man will just go in. But I'm here for it. I am here for it. So let people know where they can tune in.
Yeah, we're mad over there, man. Fam's on TV. It's me and my cousin, but we just bring on either. You know what it's like. It's at the Mandem house. Just people just over there just saying their piece, man. But Fam's on TV. With lives, video every day, lives every day or every other day. Yeah, man. Big up the panel. Big up everyone, man. Big up yourself as well, Errol, man, because you're putting in work as well. People don't really big up each other enough. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like we kind of miss on this YouTube thing. We don't actually say each other when they're doing good stuff. We all just kind of stay in our sections. You know what I mean? So big up everyone, man. Big up everyone. Everyone's trying to thing. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone can eat, man. I have no idea why people think it's got to turn into a rap battle and compete against each other.
I know there's enough space for everyone, bro.
Yeah, man.
Literally, bro.
I mean, life is better when you get on. That's
trust me, bro. Trust me.
What I'm saying.
Facts.
Drift, one of the generals, Liverpool, one of Liverpool's biggest content creators, man. Big up the channel. Big up. Let people know where they can tune in. as well. Team Coppish.
Yeah, man. Watch along tonight, obviously, for the big game. So you know, we'll be doing that. And yeah, man, just every day we're here, man. Breaking news in the next couple of days, hopefully, will be, you know what I mean? We got the not necessarily confirmed, but we've got the Leone stuff today we had to talk about. I'm hoping Gahey over the next couple of days, who I'm super excited about, by the way. I'm almost as gassed for Gahey as I am Isak. He's a baller. I can't wait for Gahey to be a Liverpool player, so I hope that happens. So yeah, man, just, you know what I mean, Team Coppish or Drifty TV is where you can find me, guys. And yeah, man, it's been a pleasure as always, man. And you guys the other day on 12th Man with Dan, you lot was like, that was just top draw. I actually felt sorry for D because there was one point where a man just looked around and went, hold on, it's like 5-on-1 there. What the hell?
Bro, Potts, you know what though as well? Big up, man, like Potts, you know, because Potts right now in this game of what we're all doing right now, he is exactly what you just said. Everything's better when everyone gets along. But Potts is the guy. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you can sit on, you can talk to Dan Potts. Potts will sit there and have a proper conversation with you. And
to his credit, Dan's responsibility because he's like, right, I ain't got no one else who likes Arteta on the panel for real.
But there's slim pickings, man. It's slim pickings. There's not many about
it. Potts is doing good work. The communities are growing, and that's what it's about. As I say, if you fuck with what we're doing here, the vibes are always going to be the same. Wherever you see us, we're going to be the same sort of people. We don't change. We ain't characters. We're real people. These are our opinions, and as I say, we just live and die by our football clubs, and that's just the way that it should be. So, yeah, lads, I hope you enjoy your weekend. As I say, from here on out now, we've been frenemies over the summer. Do you get me? But it's good.
I don't know about enjoy the weekend, bro. I need that. I need that L on Sunday. You know.
Bro, the thing is, yeah, I like you too, but I definitely need Bournemouth to do something.
Yeah,
today.
I know, bro. My phone will blow up the second. If
I'm not trying. We're friends until we're not.
I can guarantee you one thing: if Liverpool don't win, my phone will ring at the full-time whistle. It's like man's there like that, you know. Boop, boom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We need that win, man. We need that.
We need the
5-1 to Liverpool tonight. You heard it here first. 5-1.
5-1.
Absolutely steamrolling.
Run up the likes, then people.
I like that, man. I like when people do that reverse psychology thing. I like that when you put it in the air like that. I like that. I love when people do that.
If you want to, we say 4-0 Arsenal OT.
Wait, what's your predictions for tonight, Drifty and Errol? Quickly, what's your prediction?
I said 3-1.
I'm going 2-1.
Okay.
But I think on Sunday you lot will beat Man U 2-0 though.
I think that'll be a 2-0. I mean a 2-2. I think that'll be a little Desmond.
No, 2-0 Arsenal.
Goals there. But yeah, ladies and gents, that's us. It's a wrap. And as I say, drop some likes if you want Liverpool to win and get 3 points tonight in the chat before you all check out as well. And we'll see you over at Red Men or on Team Coppish this evening because we're both watching along to the big one. Liverpool's back, the Prem's back, and we will see you in the next one. Bow.
Peace.
Yes, the